Hello students, welcome to Sourav's classes. Today we will be solving the NBHM PhD scholarship exam questions from the January 2018 paper. We will be solving the questions which came from the section 4 of the paper. The section 4 deals with the calculus and the differential equation questions of the paper. Let us start off with question number 5 from this very section. The question is that a particle is falling freely from rest under the influence of gravity, and it suffers air resistance which is proportional to the square of its velocity at each instant. Now if g stands for the acceleration due to gravity and if c greater than 0 is the constant of proportionality for air resistance, then we need to write down the initial value problem which is satisfied by yt, and yt is the distance travelled by the particle at time t. Let me repeat the question once more. So basically there is a particle which falls freely under rest from rest under the influence of gravity. Now when the particle is falling, it suffers air resistance, and that air resistance is proportional to the square of the velocity of the particle at that instant. So g is the acceleration due to gravity, and if c greater than 0 is the constant of proportionality for air resistance, then we need to write down the initial value problem satisfied by yt, and yt is the distance travelled by the particle in time t. So what can we get? So basically a particle was at rest, okay, and now so at t equal to 0, y is equal to 0, or we can write that y of 0 is equal to 0 from the first condition since it is at rest, and then it falls. So when it is falling, it experiences acceleration due to gravity g, but there is an air resistance. So the air resistance gives us an acceleration of a1, okay, and this a1 is proportional to the square of the velocity at each instant, which can be written as v square. So we can write that therefore, since we have also been given the constant of proportionality where c is greater than 0, therefore a1 is equal to cv square. So therefore net acceleration, which will be denoted by a, is basically g minus of a1. So this one will be equal to a is equal to g minus cv square. Now we know that acceleration will be basically given by y double dash, g is constant, and v is basically equal to y dash, and v square will be y dash whole square. And the conditions are that it was initially at rest, so y0 is equal to 0, and it falls free. It was at rest and it was falling freely, and there was no initial displacement, so y0 is equal to 0, and initial velocity is also 0, so y dash 0 is also 0, and this is the initial value problem that we are talking about here. So we have solved question number 5 from the section 4 of NBHM 2018 question paper. We'll be solving the next questions in the subsequent videos. Till then, keep watching Sourav's classes videos for more solutions and content. Thank you very much.